Welcome to Say Said Tarot. I'm Yara, and I'm not here for like, shares, or subscriptions. I'm here for information, enlightenment, and perspective. Because without perspective, you can't operate at a higher frequency. You can only relate to what you can understand, okay? So let's broaden that perspective. Let's talk about some esoteric terminology. Let's talk about some definitions real quick, because a lot of people are watching these tarot and they're trying to get into their spiritual energy, but you haven't went to the basics. You think if I just keep looking at it, I'll learn, but you don't even know your teacher. So it's wise that you educate yourself as much as you can, get as much data as you can get, and then you can start applying it wisely. So, divine, masculine, feminine, karmic, soulmate, twin flame. That's what I want to talk about in this video. To call something masculine or feminine, understand that in spirituality, we operate straight off energy. Straight off energy. But if you're a human that lives in the world in the year 2022 like I do, you know that we have different words for everything. You know what I mean? One thing will mean something to one person and another, or it depends on the industry. You could be talking English, Ebonics, illegalese, you know what I mean? So it's about how you are using it. What's the context? So remember that when you're looking at spiritual videos and you're being spiritually educated, that you have to have the discipline to keep all of these words in spiritual context. You can't allow yourself to drag spirituality into the mundane, to drag that term that was meant for a spiritual purpose. And I'm going to start using it at work. I'm going to start using it when I get mad at my baby daddy or my best friend or my girlfriend or my neighbor or the dude in a grocery line that thought he knew what he was talking about. You don't drag that to there. You have to make sure that it's in the proper context and that all that are participating in the conversation are all in the same mindset, or it's never going to make sense to anyone. It's always going to be an argument, okay? So when you're talking about divine, masculine, and feminine, let's just take divine out. Let's just talk about masculine and feminine. We can sometimes use these referencing gender, girl, boy. In my opinion, and I think that it's in context here because I need to help you differentiate this. We're using that term in the mundane, mostly in the medical sense, okay? In the gender sense. And we mostly use gender for medical reasons. When you go to the doctor, they need to know if you are a girl, boy, feminine, masculine, male, female, because they need to understand the genetic and anatomy of your body. But when we're talking about spirituality, we don't have a genetic makeup outside of our spiritual energetic signature. So we're talking about energies of divine or of feminine and masculine. So this is just, is it gonna move or is it gonna stay still? We're not talking about gender. We're not talking about your body, what's between your legs, how your breasts grow. We're talking about an energy that moves and an energy that stands still. So when you're in masculine energy, you're in motion, okay? Masculine motion. You're moving around. You're the giver energy, okay? That's all that masculine means in the spiritual context. You are doing something. Feminine in the spiritual context simply means that you are standing still. You are receiving something. You are the receiver, okay? To have balance, you have to know how to give and to receive. Sometimes you're giving, sometimes you're receiving, which means that sometimes you're feminine, sometimes you're masculine. That is why you hear a lot of tarot people say you can be a female and masculine energy or a male and feminine energy. It's not sexist. That's out of context. If you take it out of context and run with it, it'll never make sense. In context, we're talking about, are you being still or moving? Are you giving? Are you receiving? And that goes to better help you understand the reading. Because if you're the one in the situation, whether it's between a girl and a guy, two guys, two girls, a mom, father, a relationship that's romantic or just work related, you'll know if you're the one that's getting handed some shit or if you're the one that's giving some shit. Simple as that. That's why they say pick which side you resonate with. Because you know if you're getting handled some shit, if you're receiving something, or if you're giving. So you'll know if you are feminine or masculine in an energetic sense. Now, divine means that you vibrate at a high frequency, okay? And this is measurable, by the way. We won't get into that because this is like 101, okay? It's like the intro class, but this can actually be measured. This is an actual frequency. So if you're vibing low frequency, if you're vibing in some toxic frequencies, then you're considered karmic. That's because you're gonna teach a lesson. There's something that's being corrected within you, and it's gonna need some force to be able to do it. That means spirit is having to, spirit, God, whoever you pray to, we all know that the one is gonna have to cause something to happen to push you to do something else. That's karmic energy. Because when you vibrate higher at a divine level, then things flow. There's no resistance. Spirit doesn't have to come in and wet. You know what I mean? He can just say, and you just know without reason to flow and to not resist. That's when you know that you have left being a karmic, where you had to see something, know something, explain something, to when you have become divine. Yes, I understand. I understand the ebb and flow. I understand the perspective, the higher perspective. I get it. Now, you can be less toxic than a person and still be karmic, okay? So don't go looking for people that you are in a better position than, and then say, well, I'm divine. If you thinking like that, you're not divine already, because divine beings are neutral. They're unattached. Just like we're not attached to feminine and masculine, we're unattached. It's just an energy. It flows. So you shouldn't go around creating polarization and tick for, good, bad, yes, no, girl, boy, black, white. That means that you're still karmic. Even if you're vibing higher than someone else, that doesn't mean that you have reached the divine state. So these messages, for the most part, are intended to be for divine beings, people who are vibrating from a neutral perspective, at least, or higher. This is for people who are looking to become divine, or have become divine, or are struggling with sustaining being divine, because we can all fall from grace. That's what the divine messages are for, especially on my channel. Now, I'm also going to do karmic messages, and this is for those of us, the 85% that are going through it, okay? And I say us because I could be you tomorrow. I'm going through stuff too. I'm unattached, but depending on how God wants to trigger me and test me, I could then be karmic as well. So I'm going to do karmic messages as well. Masculine karmic and feminine karmic, just to give you direction on how to grow if you so wish to, okay? Because some karmics go on to become divine. You have to be karmic to be divine, because you need to be able to temper the two and know both ends of the spectrum and become unattached, because now you've seen good and bad, black and white, girl and boy, and you now know that there's no such thing. You're neutral now, only because you've been there. So I want to make messages for those who are trying to get out of that state and to raise their vibrations, give them inspiration and motivation, because inspiration provokes thought, motivation provokes you to get off your ass. I also want to give messages to the divine, to make sure that they are measuring themselves, being accountable, and sticking to a standard. And that really pushes me to sustain myself and not to get caught up in the mundane, the comments, the viewers, the likes, the subscriptions, the comments of it all, and to stick to the godliness of it all, the higher of it all, the message, the education, the love of it all. So thank you, because you're helping me to stay accountable as well. And we all need that. We all need that. Now, between soulmate and twin flame, I'm not there right now. I don't know if I will get there, but I'm not there right now just because I personally feel like you'll know the difference, okay? and you need to do some research on that. I don't want to give you that definition, that understanding right now from me particularly, because if you go out and start labeling people before you've labeled yourself, that's a problem. And from what I've seen in the energy, and I've been doing this for 4 years for different people, most of the people who are here, you don't need to be thinking about soulmates and twin flames, because most of the people who are watching these videos, including myself when I started watching them, was looking for themselves, okay? So let's do some more of this, and then let's grow together to get to that. If a relationship pops up in a relationship reading, again, I have to give it to you to ask yourself, are you vibing high or low? And that will tell you if you're dealing with a soulmate or a twin flame. However, I will tell you this, a soulmate can be anybody. It could be a best friend from 3rd grade. It can be your parent. Again, anybody can be a soulmate. It's not necessarily romanticized. Also, karmics are simply people who teach you lessons. Karmics can become your soulmate. They can teach you how to Dougie, and then y'all can Dougie together. Or you can say, that's how you Dougie? I'm not here for it. But that doesn't mean that they can't evolve. Just because you're in a soulmate situation, that doesn't mean that one of you can fall from grace and it goes karmic, because someone needs to learn something. All that is dependent upon how you are holding yourself and how you are sustaining your vibration. And it's some work, Booski. It's some work, because there's stuff going on, changing and stimulating you everywhere in your environment. And God is wanting you to grow. So there's always going to be another lesson. The difference between the pain level is if you're vibrating low and he needs to wet. Or if you're vibrating high and you're saying, I accept this challenge. I believe in me because I'm anointed and I'm favored and I'm connected to the one. So let's roll with it then. You'll go through your lessons quicker, less painful. They might pinch, just like when you go to the gym, you get a good workout. You're not mad at that workout, but damn, you sore. Still a little something there, but no, pain doesn't mean, and suffering doesn't mean that you have to be rewarded, because the reward of your body being healthier and more limber and more flexible is a reward, and it does come with pain. So what, are you now going to say that the gym is punishment? Exactly, okay? I just want to get that out because I'm about to do a divine masculine and a divine feminine reading, and I'm going to always revert back to this reading, this particular message, because I need you to know who you are right now. I need you to be real with yourself in order to grow. I need you to tell yourself, I'm karmic as hell, I'm trying, or I'm divine and I want to stay here, or I am transitioning right now and I need a push. Okay, you can only do that, but you have everything you need right now, right here. And if you go out and you talk to people and you see things and you're exploring other channels, just remember that it starts with you, and you have to be accountable for you and say, I'm karmic. I'm the person in this situation that's learning the lesson, or I'm the person in this situation that is causing the tension because I need to grow. I get it. And that right there will help you to vibrate a little higher and to learn and to change and maybe even end the cycle. Either way, until we meet again, y'all look out for these videos, and just remember that anytime that you're starting to wonder, just come look again and just be real with yourself. Am I vibing high? Am I vibing low? Am I learning? Am I not? Because if you're just karmic, then you just masculine and feminine. Don't watch a divine video if you're not vibing up there, because it's going to make you feel less than, and it can make you start lying to yourself. And I know a lot of readers don't make karmic videos, but guess what? You have a friend in me. I'm Yara, and either way, I believe in you and I'm trusting you to trust yourself. I'm sending you that. And until we meet again, keep growing.
Maki.